Please take a moment and think of how small you are and how nothing matters. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting off at a sad tone. Apologies if you were not in the mood for it. But today, it's you versus me. Most importantly, it's you versus you. And it's you versus this weather, the pain in your left knee, your car getting stolen, a badly written book, capitalism, global warming. It's you versus everything that you've done wrong versus who you used to be and who you could have been. It's you versus Hume, who said, "No man ever threw away life that was worth keeping." Mental health is a race versus everything that has happened, is happening, and is about to happen. But I just ran a 53K race in Patagonia, and I'm here to tell you that I saw a world that is not against us. My name is Zoi, as you know. I'm a biology student and an ultra runner. I took up ultra running about a year ago. Since then, I've been through all sorts of injuries. IT band syndrome, left calf strain, right calf strain, rolled ankles, runner's knee, and the list goes on. But I keep coming back to it because running is my teacher. It has taught me how to stay in the present without thinking about the miles ahead of me or how much my body feels shattered. As a runner, you're constantly in the process of eliminating every intrusive thought emerging. Most importantly, though, you need to befriend yourself. If you turn against you, you fail. Alone, cold, in the middle of nowhere, with many miles ahead of you to the next aid station. In some way, we all try to run an ultramarathon every day. We're running, we're tired, people overtake us and we feel worthless. We try so hard and yet nothing goes to plan. But at least we have technology to provide us with some tools and solutions, right? We now drown in overstimulation. Hyperfixated on our digital calorie trackers, we cease to think of our greatest fear, the future. Filled with Tesla cars, machines that fold your laundry, inflation, war, poverty, tipping points, massive extinction events, 3D printed human organs, deaths of loved ones. The future can sound really scary. But is it the future that is scaring us? Let's take a trip to 2122. For the sake of the argument, you will all be alive at that time. So, a new Cold War is taking place. Housing estates are being built on other planets. Your grandchildren are starving. The air is almost unbreathable. And you're barely surviving. So how do you feel in 2122? You might look back in 2022 and reminisce all those moments where everything was perfect. You try to think about your loved ones and how ideal the world was. And I mean, yeah, there was a virus going around, but life was everywhere and you could feel. And now, numbed from everything, you look out the window into a red, foggy, emotionless atmosphere. So I ask, if the world was ending right now, would we feel any different from that situation? I mean, I'm 20 years old, I don't even know what the world is yet. And I'm having anxiety attacks. My friends are on antidepressant or sleeping pills or don't even sleep at all. My grandmother is 84 years old and she's living off a €250 pension per month. It's not ideal, and even from a physics perspective. The second law of thermodynamics states that the state of entropy, the state of disorder of a system, will expand over time. Now, what does that mean? Well, cryovolcanoes are exploding in Triton right now, Neptune's moon. 2 people just died. 4 people were just born. Right now, the universe is expanding, which means that galaxies are moving away from each other as I'm doing this with my hands, and I'm telling you that galaxies are moving away from each other. It's really hard to perceive a non-chaotic future if our perception of the present is chaotic. And in this present and in this future that are unbearable, what do? We romanticize the past. In 2022, when COVID was something like a flu, I don't really remember. When I was training for my ultra, I felt fatigued 90% of the time. My legs were overtrained, I felt slowed down and weakened, and all I could think of is the past. Past Zoe was much thinner and much faster. I thought about the times that I got the runner's high, the times that I felt unbeatable and happy. Past Zoe couldn't complete the simplest task because she was so foggy from under-eating. Past Zoe was doing everything she possibly could to burn herself out. So what defines real looking back? Is it what we did? Is it how we felt? Is it who we were? Is there a past? Even science struggles to answer such questions. The paradox of stasis presents to us the two lenses in which we've seen the past shape the present. Well, the Darwinian lens, Darwin observed that we see nothing of these slow changes until the hand of time has marked upon this long lapse of ages, so evolution might be taking place at a slow rate. But microbiologists have tracked remarkably rapid evolutionary change. So if our perception of the past is distorted, we might as well leave it behind. So fellow runners, we've left the past behind, but now we're left with a present and a future that is overwhelming us. So how do we get to the finish line? Well, this story of my coach, Lee Bradbury, might help. He had made it just before the cutoff of his last checkpoint of his 230-kilometer race. With 24 kilometers to go, he had to run through blistering heat and humidity, through sand followed by straight tarmac road, and had just realized that was the last person left on the course. In this course, he had realized that the race was way beyond his limits, and the moment that we all go through, he wanted to quit. The thought that kept him going was that he was there for himself and no one else. As long as he reached that finish line, nothing else mattered. So he focused on reaching just the next checkpoint in sight and just the next checkpoint until he made it to the end. And he's currently training for his 617-kilometer race. To finish an ultra, you just have to have the ability to finish 1 kilometer. That ability comes with the courage to listen to the version of yourself that has made it through the previous hundreds of kilometers. That version of yourself is scary because it's scared. It has seen it all, is exhausted, and it doesn't want to keep going. To take that person by the hand and move on, we face suffering and we grow out of it. And this is the principle of ultra running. Accepting a present that is filled with panic, stress, anxiety, and pain, and immediately turning it into one filled with clarity and strength. This is the power of moving forwards. And after our race finishes, we take months to recover, our bodies are done, but we're left with a single glimpse of rigid reality. Our bodies and our souls made it through hell. And that is proof that the voices in our head that turn everyone and everything against us, that catastrophize and neuroticize, do not belong in our reality because we made it. Ερχόμαστε από μια σκοτεινή άβυσσο. Καταλήγουμε σε μια σκοτεινή άβυσσο. Το μεταξύ φωτεινό διάστημα το λέμε ζωή. These are the words of Greek poet Nikos Kazantzakis. And they mean, we originate from a dark abyss and we end up in a dark abyss. The luminous space in between, we call it life. And we can perceive this life as a dark abyss where we really are small and nothing really matters, or as a luminous space where we are free to run through mountains and honor our resistance to dissolve. And if we get injured, we heal and we grow stronger. Because we are endurance runners. And endurance runners don't run marathons, they run ultramarathons. Thank you.